Cutler is a fellow at the Center for Immigration Studies. He is a former senior special agent with the INS. And Maria Teresa Kumar is an MSNBC contributor and the executive director of Voto, Latino. Anna, good morning to you both. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I've spoken with you, Maria, so Mike, I'll let you begin this discussion.
Sure.
The main criticism, Mike, of this law is that it's going to lead to racial profiling when the law says police must stop anyone who appears to be in this country illegally. People are saying, Mike, the police will not be looking for illegal Canadians, for example. What is your response to that?
Look, law enforcement officers understand liability issues. I would imagine that they're going to use common sense the way you expect professional law enforcement officers to do. The problem is Washington has created a vacuum by not enforcing the immigration laws. There's a lot of frustration, and you have to remember this wasn't done in a vacuum, although there is a vacuum in Washington where this is concerned. It's the issue that Phoenix, Arizona right now is the kidnap and home invasion capital of the Western Hemisphere. With that level of violence, with the violence that we're seeing in Mexico, and with the fact that a sixth of all Americans are living below the poverty line, and we have millions of illegal aliens in the United States whose goal is to take jobs and send money back to their home countries and out of our economy, I believe that the government on the state level in Arizona felt compelled to take action.
All right, so Maria, based on that, and I'll get to the specifics of Arizona, but do you agree with Mike's assessment that the federal government has pretty much dropped the ball on illegal immigration?
Actually, under the Obama administration, because Obama is so concerned with comprehensive immigration reform and wants to secure the border, we've had more folks sent back who are undocumented than even under Bush. So what I do believe that where Mike and I can agree is that we do need comprehensive immigration reform and we need to secure our borders fast and quickly. But what this Arizona law does is that we're talking about 1 million American citizens who happen to be Hispanic living in Arizona who are going to be part of the target. So so the moment that an American citizen goes to jail, that's when all of a sudden we start the whole issue of SB 1070.
Actually, Maria, do you believe that American citizens will go to jail, or do you believe it's going to be an embarrassment, an inconvenience, emotionally traumatizing? Not that that's not all bad, but when these people are stopped and can prove that they are legal citizens,
the only way Alex, the only way you can prove that you're a legal citizen is that you have to demonstrate your birth certificate or your passport. Look, if I go to the grocery store and my license is not enough, so the folks that are going to get profiled disproportionately, unfortunately, are going to be the million Americans.
Let me jump in here for a second.
Mike, can I ask you one thing before you jump in on that? And that is, clarify this law for me, because there have been varying reports. For example, will it be legal for a law enforcement officer to see a group of people walking down the sidewalk, look at them, and think in his or her mind, these people may be undocumented citizens here, so I can go after them? I mean, you're walking down the street.
They're going to have to come up with articulable facts. That's the way that immigration agents have always operated, and that's why 287G is such an important program. But I have to disagree with Maria. I am adamantly opposed to comprehensive immigration reform. There is no way that this broken bureaucracy could deal with the issue. You know, a couple of years ago, they naturalized 30,000 aliens without their immigration files. So that issue has to be put aside.
So, Mike, you think it's better to have it handled state by state, for instance?
No, I think the federal government should do it. But again, Maria, you had your opportunity, please. The deal is this. If they don't enforce the laws, there are about 10% as many ICE agents, Immigration and Customs agents, for the entire country as there are police officers just for the city of New York. We are not enforcing immigration laws to the point that it offers a deterrence against those who would violate our borders and violate our laws. Now, when somebody runs the border, we don't know if they're looking to work or if they're wanted for serious crimes or involvement with the drug cartel or terrorist organizations, and that's why it's got to be addressed properly, and enforcement is really what the issue is, and that's what's been lacking.
Okay, so now it's your turn, Maria.
Well, I think, Mike, I think and the reason that we do need comprehensive immigration reform is that otherwise we are going to create a patchwork of state laws, and we need to address it quickly. Now, if we were to decide today that we are going to round up every single undocumented person in this country, we're talking about bankrupting Homeland Security.
I'm not recommending that. No, Maria,
it's my turn, Mike.
It's my turn.
All right. Okay.
And when we're talking about 10 million undocumented folks, we're also talking about 5 million of them who are children. Kids who came here because their parents chose to come here. They don't know, and they don't know Spanish for the most part. They may not have never been to Mexico, and all of a sudden they feel and act as American as anybody else. And what do we do with those 5 million children? I mean, these are really
they citizens
serious,
or are they aliens? What are we talking about?
Of the 10 million undocumented folks, 5 million of them are kids.
So you're talking about illegal aliens. But you're talking about, look, when parents...
Undocumented people.
No, they're illegal aliens. The term alien...
I mean, you know,
can you say
undocumented workers or illegal immigrants?
Well, the term alien, by the way, is not a pejorative. You know, this whole debate has been formed around false language or deceptive language. The term alien simply means any person who's not a citizen of the United States. There is no insult in that term, but it makes it so much more difficult to have an honest debate. We are told that we're a nation of immigrants. Well, the difference between an immigrant and an illegal alien is comparable to the difference between a house guest and a burglar.
Is there a difference between an immigrant and an illegal immigrant? I mean, could we use that? It's funny. I heard Andrea Mitchell saying the same thing, even to Pat Buchanan the other day, saying you have to go with alien, but anyway.
But the term alien is in the laws.
Okay, last word, Maria.
I think what we need to do is, first of all, understand that the SB 1070, the law that was just passed, is going to target, unfortunately, Americans as well. Just because you can't tell by the way someone looks or how they dress whether they're undocumented or not. And Alex, what's really interesting about this law is that if all of a sudden you decide to give someone a ride and a cop pulls you over, you too, for having someone who doesn't have their papers, you too can go to jail. That's absurd.
Well, the bottom line, though, do you know that under the federal law, aliens are always supposed to carry proof of alien registration, whether it's an alien card, whether it's a passport. All that the Arizona law does is parallel what the federal statute is, even though the federal government isn't enforcing those laws today.
All right. Guys, that's going to be the last word. Mike Cutler, Maria Teresa Kumar, thank you both. Alex.